Om Shanti. 24th June 2023. Madhuban. Mateshwari Murli. Om Shanti. Original date 21st June 1961. Essence: invaluable. Elevated versions to be read in morning class on the day of remembrance of Jagadamba Ma. In order to cross the many types of obstacles of Maya, use your checking power. Become cautious and move forward carefully. Now, everywhere there is the force of Maya, because it is her kingdom, and whatever strength she has at the end, she will use her full strength. So, the more you move forward, the more Maya will use her force and fight with you. Earlier, we were not even aware of Maya, but were controlled by Maya. Now that we are aware, she will fight with us. She will become our enemy. She will love you, but it will be with a feeling of enmity inside. Since we know that Maya is our enemy, many types of situations will come in front of us. Even when you don't have any bondages, useless sinful thoughts will harass you. Earlier, you might not have had any physical illnesses, but even these will come now. You might say, "For so long I was never ill, and now I have fallen ill." There may be a lack of wealth. There may be a loss in business. There could be many such situations. Friends will become enemies. Friends and relatives will not ask about your welfare. There would be many such wrong things that could happen, and they will happen because all of our past accounts now have to be settled. All the accounts of Ravan that existed, we are now settling them. We are removing our intellects from our bodies and all bodily relations. And so, of course, they will confront us. And so we have to be careful in such situations. Some think that because we now belong to God, there are now many problems. Now that I belong to God and I have taken support of Him alone, everything should be going well. But it is not like that. Some think that they should no longer have any difficulties, but there will definitely be tests. Many types of situations will come in front of you. You should not then think that perhaps you have not found God. Is this God or not? I don't know whether I am perhaps on the wrong path, that God is unhappy with me. There will be many such thoughts. Because of such obstacles, some break. When there is a difficulty or some situation arises, you then think that perhaps this is not God. You don't know what this is. This is why you become afraid of all of these things. And when someone says something or makes you afraid, you break. However, all of this has always continued to take place. The Father too says, the root of all of this is body consciousness. Because of body consciousness, sometimes there is the bullet of lust, sometimes of anger, sometimes of greed or attachment, and sometimes there is a bullet of many types of doubt. Maya will try to make you move away by bringing such things in front of you. All of these are the weapons of Maya to try to make you move away from the right path, to put wrong things into your intellect, to make your intellect work in a wrong way. This is all Maya's work. It is in this that you have to look after yourself. You have to remain courageous in this. And the Father says, for this, connect your intellect in Yoga Me, and your intellect will then not work in a wrong way. You should quickly be able to check your intellect. You need power to check yourself. You yourself must be cautious with your checking power, and then go across with that caution. These are the many types of obstacles of Maya that you have to cross. Do not think that everything of yours has now been sorted out. No, you still have to go across. We now have to transform ourselves in this birth of ours. It is this that needs effort. If you receive everything comfortably, you then would think that this is heaven, that heaven is here. You would then forget to remember heaven. And this is why the Father says, a little inner effort is required. Here, you don't have to do anything externally. There are these obstacles. Such situations will come. Keep your faith firm in such situations and continue with your efforts. You have to be cautious, and you also have to caution others about how some slip and fall. And so you have to stop yourself from slipping in any way. While walking along, some slip because of the vice of lust, some because of anger, some because of a conflict of opinions. They fall from here, and so you have to be careful about falling. Many types of sinful thoughts will come in your mind. You have to understand all of these things properly, that all these wrong accounts of many births have to be settled in this one birth. In this one birth, we make effort to settle the accounts of many births. If the debt collector of many births didn't come now, then when would he come? We belong to him for many births, and the stock has accumulated in our accounts for many births. In some births, we may have settled a little, but whatever is still left, all of those accounts have to be settled in this one birth. Maya is also saying that if you don't settle all your debts now, then when would you settle them? And this is why she surrounds you. Many debt collectors of many births will emerge, and you will think that you have not done anything in this birth. And so, why has this one become my enemy? Why has this situation come? Why has this illness come? Why has this situations arisen? But no, all types of tests will come now. We now have to be cautious about all of these things. To understand is to have knowledge. This is called Gyan. What is the philosophy of karma? The Father explains all of these things in detail. How are karmic accounts created? How are they spoiled? How are they put right? And what happens after they are put right? The Father sits and explains all of these things because He has all the knowledge of all our actions. What actions have caused us degradation, and how can we be liberated from them? How will we have liberation and salvation? The Father has explained the cycle of philosophy of karma. Those who have full knowledge would never fluctuate. If knowledge is lacking, they would then fluctuate. Their feet would become slack. However, those who liked knowledge and were amazed by it, those who heard the knowledge, those who related the knowledge, they ran away. Those who related the knowledge, those who gave knowledge to others, those who granted visions to others, they all broke away. All of this has continued to happen, and this is why you are warned to be cautious about all of these things. How can you keep your feet strong? In order to make them strong, the Father explains to you in many different ways, because you now have to make yourself strong and claim your full rights from the Father. He tells those who are to claim their rights how they have to do everything with courage, trust, and power. We are also warriors, are we not? Our spiritual war is not with our hands and feet, but it is incognito. Ours is an inner battle, and after battling, we have to be victorious. We have an incognito battle with the vices. The Father too is sitting in an incognito way and filling us children with power. He is cautioning you. Children, be cautious. Maya's force will come to you at the last moment. But you must not fluctuate about any of these things. Understand these things and continue with your efforts with a lot of courage and dharana, while maintaining your zeal and enthusiasm. Continue to move forward with your efforts in that intoxication and happiness. There is no question of any sorrow or peacelessness in this. Now, you must not make effort out of compulsion. Some move along in such a way that it is as though they are doing others a favor. You have to do yourself a favor. Those who understand that they are doing something for themselves and make efforts for themselves, their effort will be good. We are doing everything for ourselves, not for anyone else. If we spoil something, it is spoiling it for ourselves. And if we put something right, that is also doing it for ourselves. So each one must pay attention to the self. Do not look at others. This one did this, that one did that. There is also a lot of conflict of your natures in this way. It is easy to listen to something from an outsider because you feel that he doesn't have knowledge. But if someone from the Brahmin family says or does something, it would then be said. This happens here too. Here, if something happens among yourselves, it feels like it is a very big thing. But no, this is Maya. Maya will push her way in here too, in one way or another. She will say, let's see, this one has let go of me and made that one her companion, and so let's create some conflict among those companions. However, we know that this conflict of a karmic account is the last one, and so do not say, oh, as children of God, what are you doing? Do not fluctuate in this, because you now have the knowledge that that is also a karmic account with that one, and that it has to be cut away with knowledge and yoga. You do not have to cut away that karmic account with conflict. No, that would then become a sinful act. We have to be careful about this. However, some have doubts and say, look at what this one is doing, even after coming into knowledge. To have conflict in any karmic account is ignorance. This ignorance now has to be finished. All of these things are explained because such things are now happening. So, you are being cautioned about all of these things. Perhaps because of these things, you might forget to claim the fortune that you have to claim from the Father. You might perhaps put aside claiming the unlimited inheritance you have to claim from the Father. And this is why the Father explains, children, if there is something going on against you amongst yourselves, always see the Father. Look at the Father. You are only concerned about the inheritance that you have to claim from the Father. Hold on to whatever you are concerned with. You have a conflict among yourselves and you leave the Father. There is a loss for only yourself in this, and you will lose your inheritance. Do not become such a great fool. Be cautious and look after yourself. It isn't that as soon as you enter this gate, you become safe. No, you have to create your own safety. If you lack any dharana, Maya will push her way in here too. She would create conflict here too with someone's intentions or nature, and they would forget that the Father is teaching us. You will fan in such situations of conflict, and this is why you have to be cautious. When you see someone falling over, you would caution one another to be aware that it is slippery here and to be cautious. This is our duty. Where someone can slip or move away, you are warned about that in advance. You are moving along, and so you have to move with caution. If you want to claim your full inheritance from the Father, you have to make sure you move firmly and with determination. This destination of God's knowledge is very high. You have to go across all these things that come and claim your full rights. You have to caution yourself about these things. Whether you are old or new, these things apply to everyone. Maya's vision is on everyone, old or new. We haven't yet become Maya proof. If a soul has become complete, that body too has to become complete. But no, we are now sitting in incomplete bodies. This means that souls are also somewhat incomplete. However, you mustn't be shot by Maya's bullet again and again. You would hurt by this, and then your register would not be good. You would be hurt by this, and then your register would not be good. Your name would be spoiled. Maya becomes very clever and makes you fall. This is our war with Maya. There was no war between the Kauravas and the Pandavas. It was a war between the Pandavas and Maya. What must we do now? Continue to keep yourself safe from Maya. Secondly, keep your body, mind, and wealth as a fixed deposit in the Almighty Bank. Ensure this, and with your elevated actions, continue to make your future elevated. Whoever does something will receive the return of it. The directions given are the same for each one, but whoever does something will create something for themselves. You all have to keep your full relationship with the Father and not look at others in this. All of this dharana is to make you understand everything yourself. To explain what is wrong and what is right to others means to explain it to yourself. This is why Baba says, if you caution others, you yourself will be cautioned. So, all of you are moving along at such a fast speed, are you not? Acha. Continue to keep a full chart for the rest of the day of remembrance of Baba and of service. You have to continue to do whatever you are doing for the livelihood of your body. But you mustn't have too much greed. You have to do whatever is needed for your income in terms of looking after yourself. Whatever time you have, use your body, mind, and wealth with the power of your intellect for godly service. There is benefit, and only benefit, because you will accumulate through this now. The Father says, children, now accumulate for yourselves, through which you can receive 100-fold or 1,000-fold. Acha. To the sweetest, worthy children, unto the children who are moving along with such caution, Bab Dada's and mother's love, remembrance, and good morning to such children. Blessing. May you accumulate an income at every second by having remembrance of the Father, the point, and become a multi-millionaire. You children can accumulate more than multi-millions at every second. When you put a 0 beside 1, it becomes 10. Add another 0 and it becomes 100. Similarly, remember the Father, the point for a second. Then as soon as that second passes by, a point, a 0 is added. You children are now becoming multimillionaires by accumulating such a big income that you will continue to eat from that for many births. Even the Father is proud of you children who earn such an income. Slogan: to put right with your good wishes a spoilt task, spoiled sanskars, or an off mood is to do elevated service. Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you.